National carmaker Proton's plan to return to profitability by 2020 is on track, according to CEO Dr Li Chunrong. Li reiterates that Proton's aim to be Malaysia's number one carmaker and number 3 in ASEAN by 2027 is definitely in reach, adding that its sales growth has shown a positive trend. Proton saw its sales grow by 36% during January to August this year, giving it a market share of 15.3%. As for its international sales, Li expects Proton to maintain its car sales at 1,000 units for 2019, similar to 2018, but more than 2017. Li was speaking to reporters in conjunction with the launch of Proton's redesigned logo and tagline, which outlined its ambitions to be a global and modern automotive brand. Proton's tagline has now changed from "It's in the drive" to "Inspiring Connections." Proton Holdings chairman Datuk Sri Syed Faisal Alba says that unveiling the new logo and tagline marks the next chapter of Proton's journey. He adds that driven by its new ethos, the past 2 years have proven that Proton is capable of making the journey to becoming a modern automotive brand. PNB Group Chairman Sri Dr Zeti Aziz has denied that she had unilaterally decided the appointment of Jalil Rashid as the new PNB President and Group CEO. Zeti says that PNB is regulated by the Securities Commission and, as such, adopts a very strict, rigorous and robust governance process. She explains that PNB has a nomination and remuneration committee of the board where the appointment is first discussed. It is then presented to the board and then to the Yayasan Pelaburan Bumiputra, which is chaired by the PM. It had been previously reported that Tun Dr Mahathir Mohamad had been kept in the dark about Jalil's appointment. However, Zeti explains that Mahathir was maybe unaware of the timing of the announcement and thus was hesitant to preempt it. She points out that PNB is a regulated financial institution and such senior appointments would require the approval of the SC, hence why the timing of the announcement is important. Jalil will be replacing Dato' Abdul Rahman Ahmad, who is set to leave for Sime Darby once his contract expires on September 30th. This will make Jalil the second new CEO at PNB within the span of 3 years. MISC, through its subsidiary, has signed an agreement with Mitsubishi Corp and Nippon Yusen Kabushiki Kaisha to co-own 2 new-build LNG vessels, each with a capacity of 174,000 cubic meters. According to the board's announcement, MISC's interest in the total contract value is estimated at $201.6 million or 843 million ringgit. Each vessel will serve Diamond Gas International's LNG carrier requirements worldwide, particularly from US and Canada, on a time charter contract for a period of 18 months. The vessels are currently being built with delivery expected in 2021. MISC said that the contract is not expected to have any material impact on EPS, gearing and net assets per share for FY19. Recently, Kenanga Research had upgraded its call on MISC to outperform with a higher target price of RM8.80. The research house was positive on MISC's increasing efforts in tapping the global floating production, storage and offloading market, as well as its stable dividend yield. Petronas Dagangan will still be in a position to pay dividends to shareholders as the group's earnings trend is quite good. However, MD and CEO Datuk Sri Syed Zainal Abidin says that PETDAG's non-fuel income is still deemed below potential and needs improvement. The company's non-fuel income comes from its chain of Kedai Mesra convenience stores. Syed Zainal says that PETDAG is looking to increase its non-fuel segment's earnings contribution to 30% of total earnings from 17% currently. He explains that in order to meet this target, the group was currently upgrading its retail stores. According to PETDAG, its retail business has grown to become the country's largest petroleum retail network with over 1,000 stations and 725 Kedai Mesra. Malaysia's upcoming budget 2020 should be more expansionary and less fixated on reducing its deficit, says local think tank Socioeconomic Research Centre. Executive Director Lee Heng-Gui says the government must be both pragmatic and strategic in crafting budget 2020, which should include an expansionary budget focusing on sectors, initiatives and measures that will protect growth-enhancing spending and investment. Lee says that CERC saw a high and rising risk of global recession going into 2020, with Malaysia experiencing a moderation in real GDP for 2019 at a projected 4.5% versus the estimated 4.7%. He explains that after making some sacrifices in Budget 2019, the nation is expecting a public-cum-business-friendly and pro-growth budget amid a backdrop of global uncertainty. As for the country's economic indicators, Lee says SERC foresaw slower household spending in the second half of 2019 due to cautious discretionary spending despite the support of lower interest rates. The government is due to table Budget 2020 on October 11th.